Scene 1. Interior. Library tower. Vault entrance. Librarian, a male faun, fiddles with the cord of a sparking illumination bulb. Peeking around a dark corner, a tense Aedon messes with his curly hair, biting the nails on his other hand. Mischievously, Faeraud pulls a steel ball from a pocket in his toga. Aedon holds him back.
Aedon, you do want the geneticist to validate your father.
Faeraud tosses the piece. The faun turns at the rolling sound, looking down a corridor opposite the boys. Fireworks spark and sputter. The librarian ducks, slowly gets up, then cautiously goes after the distraction. Aedon slams his body against the opposite wall, next to a sealed door. Faeraud snatches a round glow beak he left on the faun's desk before tumbling to the door next to Aedon. He inserts the librarian's key into one of 2 keyholes. The globe spins around. A second later, its rings stop. Faeraud pulls out a second glow beaky.
Faeraud, how did you get...
Perhaps a smidgen of benzodiazepine fell into Yanosia's prune juice.
Faeraud shoves the key in. It spins with anticipation.
They'll send us to the Restorium if that glow beaky...
Click, click, wrong. Mechanical gears are heard turning. The door opens. Faeraud tugs at Aedon's arm, pulling him up the winding staircase, inside the interior scroll chamber, following Faeraud up the stairway, objecting.
This is one of the most highly restricted towers.
Glancing up, hundreds of feet above, the boys see the underpart of a roaring flame. The stairs spiral up to a platform. On that level, the room is lined by dozens of shelves, each with scrolls, organized in pristine condition. Some of them appear to be floating, rather than stacked to rest. Sleeping owls are perched on crisscrossing rafters between the boys and the flame.
Witness wise owls. They'll wake up and report.
Faeraud motions for Aedon to lower his voice. He picks up pace frantically, searching the scrolls. He is on a mission.
If you were a scroll, a really important one, with lots of secrets, where would you hide?
Perhaps we shouldn't have been so hasty to search for a magic scroll.
Faeraud, brushing a hovering scroll aside.
A few too many floating decoys.
Faeraud spots a chest atop the highest shelf. A closed-eye owl sits next to it. With awe, Faeraud slides a slanted scroll table over to the shelf. He climbs up on it. His left foot slips, slightly.
A logical place, perhaps.
Stretching to reach with difficulty, Faeraud fingers the box. A bat flies from the chest. A witness-wise owl lifts an eyelid slightly. Startled, Faeraud loses his balance and falls to the floor. An ornate rug softens his fall, but part of the wooden floor beneath cracks.
Ow! Of all the Asterian enchantments, will you help me up?
Aedon extends a hand. The same idea hits them both. Quickly, they pull a rug back where the cracked floor reveals a wooden door. With some effort, Faeraud pries it open. Slowly, Faeraud lifts out a black cylinder. A blue line around its perimeter almost glows.
It's too short to be.
Finally, the Scroll of Fire.
Another owl begins to stir.
What have we uncovered?
My smart owl. With this, we could become kings. Save the crumbling empire.
Aedon shakes his head as a third owl begins to wake up. Faeraud shoves the scroll under his toga before heading down the stairs. At the doorway, they catch sight of the librarian faun, returning to his post. Faeraud steps back, worried. Exterior library tower, evening. The building is silhouetted against a burning sunset, matching the flame above its opaque tower. Around back, the shadows of 2 figures, clinging to a rope, inch down the side of the tower.
You'll take it back, right?
Aedon pauses to look out across the golden water. The vast ocean dwarfs the library like a speck on the wall. Exterior, space, Earth. The distant bald moon floats past. We move toward planet Earth. Closer, we arrive noticing that the continents are slightly different in shape. Earth rotates, and the South Pole is now upward. Rounding the globe, a new continent reveals itself. Title: Atlantis, Bearer of Fruit. Zipping through the titled letters, we speed ahead, fly low, over the continent. But we don't stop there. We continue on past. The spray of waves touch us as we cross the Messapian Sea. Mermaids leap from the ocean as we pass. Our speed ramps down. We approach another land, Sahada. Exterior library tower. Day. A flying box-like vehicle called a Valix swoops through the ancient city of the past. The civilization adorned with technology beyond the present. The Valix hovers to a stop. It docks on a platform near the top level of the library. A figure emerges from the vehicle. Her robe flaps in the breeze as she disappears into a doorway. In a building across the river, the vivacious young man, Aedon, paces with worry. He pretends not to notice the arrival as he packs his last toga and secures the trunk case.
They just want to ask a couple questions. Before you...
Aedon abruptly lifts his hand to stop the reminder, then nods with consent.